Hello, everyone. Welcome to Mission Pro Wrestling Unmatched. I'm Emily May. I'm here with Trenda. We're here another week breaking down your favorite matches from the past. How are you, Trenda?
I'm doing great. Had a fabulous week. Got some wrestling in this past weekend. So everything's good. Let's go.
I love it. And we are getting in some wrestling this weekend in only 2 short days. We will have
Whoa.
Kickstart My Heart in San Antonio at the Salvation Army Mission Corps. You don't want to miss it. So if you haven't gotten your tickets, there are still some available at missionprowrestling.com. And remember, if you're not able to come to San Antonio, you can watch it on Title Match Network. And that is where you can get all of Mission Pro Wrestling content, and also subscribe, like, follow our YouTube channel because we have so much content coming your way, including this show, which I know Trenda is very excited about. We are missing George PW front row tonight because he's actually in San Antonio, and we're all preparing for the show. A few minutes ago, I was getting some special VIP stuff ready for all of our special VIP ticket holders. So I'm so excited. The love fairy, the Valentine's Day fairy is going to be here on Saturday.
That's going to be awesome. So I'm sure the audience is going to enjoy the show.
Yes, it's going to be
Y'all
a
can be
really great show. You guys I hope you all can watch it. It's going to be really fun. But tonight, I know we're very busy, Trenda, so we really want to get into some of our content and some of our matches we're going to talk about. So we had a very long Mission Pro Unmatched last week. We had a very special guest. If you guys didn't watch it, we had Thunder Rosa on, and she broke down her match from Hell Hath No Fury against Lindsay Snow, and it was wild. It was a wild main event. We got a little behind the scenes stories, some behind the scenes, insight on what happens at a Mission Pro show, what goes into those matches. So if you have not watched that, that's a very special episode. But because we were having such a great time, we didn't get to talk about the other match that we were supposed to talk about, which I'm so excited about. So tonight we're going to talk about Jenna Van Muscles, who, as you all know, is now Genocide, our Mission Pro Wrestling champion, versus Roxy, who's also now known as Roxanne in NXT, which is the women's NXT champion. So we're talking a lot of championships tonight.
2 champions tonight. Yes, we get to see their journey and where it began.
Yes, we are seeing the journey. And this was only it's 2023 now, so almost 3 years ago. So this would be fall 2023 would be the 3-year mark of this match. And so we're going to break this down. And then we're also going to take some time to go through some of the big women's wrestling moments that happened in this past week. We're going to get a little inside look of Vengeance Day, and that was a big night for Roxanne, formerly known as Roxy, so we wanted to tie that all together. And we were going to talk a little bit about what we think about some of this Elimination Chamber match that was announced this week. So we're going to get into a lot of women's wrestling, and I'm excited I get to break it down with Trenda. And yeah, please let us know if you guys watch this match, if you remember this moment from Hell Hath No Fury. We're going to break it down. We're going to talk through it. So we had kind of like this, now we have Mission Pro champion versus NXT champion. That would be kind of cool, right?
Right, 2 champions going head to head. Let's go.
Yeah, at the moment they were, in this moment that we're going to talk about, they were future champions. We're going back in time to Hell Hath No Fury. I believe it was September 2020, which feels a lifetime ago.
Back in the DeLorean. Let's go.
Right? So let's talk about kind of the start of this match. I mean, already, let's talk about these opponents. Okay. You have Genocide. Genocide just towers over Roxy. And you just see that there is going to definitely be a clash in just like the size difference and potentially the power, which we're going to talk about because this was kind of like a clash of power and who can get the upper hand.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like when you see them in the beginning, even just standing in front of each other face to face, there's a huge size difference between the two, and you know that just looking at Genevieve muscles at this time and just how big she is, and she's towering over Roxy, and it's gonna have to be a lot of work put in for Roxy to get in there and try to dominate and show what she got in this match.
Yeah, like there's this moment where you could just see like it's maybe a foot difference. I mean, Jenna Van Muscles kind of has the ponytail that might be adding to it, but you can see
Ooh,
they start off with a really an intense push. Jenna Van Muscles is trying to get the upper hand here,
yeah,
and she
and
already is like pushing, trying to push Roxy down.
just dominating already, just showing her dominance and letting her know that hey, little girl, I got this match. That's exactly what I
Yeah,
see
exactly. But
in Genocide's eyes.
yeah, what I love about this is Roxy does not let that try to get her down. You see that she's trying to take her down here. You see that she's getting thrown around a bit. She's trying to analyze and try to strategize her, Jenna Van Muscle's size difference here. The ref is trying to keep control.
Well, she's definitely going to have to figure out a strategy in this match because of how big Genocide is. I mean, look at
Hmm.
that. She throws a chop and she doesn't even move.
Yeah, it does. She doesn't even move. And I love how Roxy really uses her fast-paced moves here. She's using, she tries to use those corners to her advantage. She's driving like her speed and kind of those ankles because Genocide's not maybe moving as quickly. So she does the kick over the top rope and tries to overwhelm her in that way. So that's kind of like how we started this is you see Roxy tries to punch Genocide, do those chops, and it's not making a dent.
Not making a dent at all. And then and the bad part about it is hopefully everybody who's watched the match already, so this isn't a spoiler, but right after Genocide lays a chop on her
Mm-hmm.
that just drops her to her knees. Like I mean, the power difference between the two is definitely noticeable, and
Yeah.
Genocide is dominant. She's just dominating.
Yeah, so I have to go back and check my stats because I do believe, on the lower third she was Genocide, but I think commentary kept calling her Jenna Van Muscle. Like we kept going back and forth a bit on
Yeah,
commentary
yeah. I
because this
think
is
that's
during
why
the
she's kind of
transitional.
on a transition phase
Yeah,
right there. But yeah.
yeah, and this was like when she really got like the face paint really kind of solidified, and you can kind of see her transitioning into this Genocide that we know and love today.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so you could kind of see. So I think let's see another clip. So you could see, yeah, in this moment, Roxy's, slightly on the outside. And again, this is her acrobatic nature coming. She can just fly. And you see, yep. But Genocide
There's
picks her
that
up.
strength. There's that strength. She caught her.
There's that strength. Genocide's just throwing Roxy. Oh, she tried to do this corner here.
Yeah. I think this is where she's gonna try to do the toss.
Yeah. Yep. So she does.
Oh, see, even at that point, and they've been going at it for a few minutes, and still
Mm-hmm.
Genocide is still um so powerful and so strong in this match to the point where she couldn't even get her over for the
Yeah.
hip toss.
What I liked about this moment is Roxy knows how to use her levels. So she's using the top rope, she's climbing, she's using all levels of the ring. And really, in this moment, Genocide is just using the power in like the vertical realm. And
Mhm.
then, kind of here near this last clip, she kind of put Roxy on her back a little bit, but I feel like they're working the different planes of the ring, right? They're doing those different levels, and that's what kind of makes the match interesting because you're not sure, like, is Roxy going to fly to this top rope? Is she going to go here? And she's just really versatile in that way, where she could go on the outside of the ring, come back in, kind of hit back, and have this offense.
Yeah, and at the same time, by her doing that, it also gives you the belief and the hope that, she can hit some of those moves to even move Genocide or even sting her a little bit to give her an opportunity, what I mean, to try to get some offense in and even maybe take her down.
Yeah,
So,
and I think Roxy tried to, like, to your point, like, Roxy tried to use speed to her advantage here, where she's trying to get those quick hits in, and I liked how some of those submission, like, she tried to use some of her, like, some of her power in the small moves where she's trying to take Genocide's arm out or her hand, and
yeah.
I think she was trying to target those areas because she knew that she couldn't necessarily overpower her, but
Yeah.
if you take the robot apart piece by piece, the robot's not going to work.
Hey, we'll see. We'll
Right?
see.
Right? So there was this moment shortly after where
Yeah.
Genocide finally like pins Roxy in this and just punching, right? And
It's
again,
dominating.
so much power here. Oof.
Okay. Okay. So yeah,
So
right
talk
after
about
that
this
moment,
moment. Yeah. Talk about
right
this
after that
moment.
moment is okay. So I just feel like Jenna's she's just flossing at this point. Like this match is not even a workout for her. Like at this moment, we're gonna see where she walks around the ring. She's gonna press her up a couple of times, up and down. I mean, it's not even a big deal to her. It's almost like this is a warm up for her at this moment. Like she's not taking this seriously at all.
Yeah, I mean, it's a really, if you've seen Genocide's workouts over the years, you see that she just does intense training, and not that Roxy doesn't as well, but there's
Yeah,
just a difference here. You
the
could
size,
tell that
the
Genocide just like
strength.
holds all that power. Yeah, it's just like throwing, hitting Roxy. We didn't mean for this to be, like the hurting Roxy match, but
This,
we can kind of see that that there's a pattern here. Let's see. So I think what else? There was that really cool. There was the camouflage that Genocide held for what, like a minute
oh my
during
God.
this match. Um,
And then just because she's so small, just imagine her body is just folding. You know what I
oh
mean? At this point
yeah.
in time, her body is just folding because Genocide's sitting on her and all this weight on this little bitty body, and then just her neck. That had to be painful. That
And
had to be
Roxy,
so painful.
yeah, and Roxy sells so well in that moment where you can just see the agony, her body
Yeah,
getting
I
just,
felt that.
folded in half, and like her face and neck completely getting crushed. So you can that was a big moment. And then slowly, really, Genocide kind of took over in the last few minutes of this match, um, and I mean, no spoil. There are going to be spoilers, guys, on this show, but
Yeah, at this
let's
point,
look at
there's
this.
spoilers.
Let's look at this last few seconds of the match because this is the point where Genocide really takes the last moment to kind of get Roxy. Yep, look at that.
Yeah,
Genocide
yeah, she just
wins.
folds her over and just throw her to
Oh,
the side. So, whew.
so that was rough. That was really rough to watch. But Roxy definitely held her own. She definitely showed. Again, it's amazing thinking of the journey of Roxy and Genocide and seeing how strong these women are so early on in their careers is it's just so amazing to watch.
Yeah, especially this match, right? It is like the strength that Genocide showed in here. It's almost unnatural. It was just, wow, throw her, toss her. She was just, I mean, and you could see that the determination that Roxy had at the time, and just trying to get. I mean, she had a couple of good moments in there where she was really trying to get in some good offense, but overall, it was a Jenna Van Muscles match. That's
It
what.
was. It was. But we are so proud of both of them and
Yes.
how much they've grown. And Genocide is our Mission Pro champion. And we are so proud of her and everything that she's doing. She's going off and doing NWA this weekend, and so she'll unfortunately not be at Kickstart My Heart, but we wish her all the luck. And Roxy, or now Roxanne in NXT,
Roxanne
had
Perez,
the most
yes,
incredible few weeks. I think we should jump into our topics. And she had an incredible moment at Royal Rumble. She had an incredible moment at NXT Vengeance Day
yep,
this
yep.
past weekend. And Trenda, you were there, so I'm going to put this like exciting graphic up because we all know that Roxanne had a match with Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, and she retained the NXT Women's Championship. And I loved this match.
Yes,
But I
this.
want to hear your perspective because you were there in person.
So Farmer and I got a chance to go. I flew out to North Carolina just to hang out and be able to go to this match. And for everything it was worth, it was probably one of my favorite matches on the card. It was really exciting because you had Gigi in the match, you had JC in the match, and then there's Roxanne, and then everybody knows that Toxic Attraction, which is Gigi and JC as a team, were initially ganging up on Roxanne, Roxy, as we are able to call her on NXT now, in a different form of a Roxy, like ROXY now. So it's the match itself was really interesting because you had these two who automatically this knew that they are best friends. They are in this together, which I don't understand the logic behind this because there can only be one champion. So I don't understand how they were going to maybe share the title or whatever, but they were obviously totally against Roxy altogether. And it played out in Roxy's favor because at some point in time they had to realize in order for them to win, they're going to have to fight each other. I mean, there were
Yeah.
several times that they
It,
tried to jump her.
mm-hmm.
They beat her up and threw her out the ring individually and as a team. And then at that point, then what? That leaves the two of you.
Exactly. I
So
mean,
yeah,
they were really building up the JC kind of Gigi like alliance, and then they were playing us in this match of like there has to be moments of one accidentally kicking each other, one accidentally hitting each other, some mishap happening because that's what happens in the best tag teams. You split them up, or they get into
yeah,
a fight, or
yeah.
they have a falling out. And so it kind of continued into Tuesday's NXT. Gigi versus JC in a series of matches coming up with the split of them this past Tuesday on Ding Dong Hello with Bailey. So
Mhm.
again, they're adding to this feud. But I have to say, Roxy was shining at Vengeance Day. Roxy went in and she retained that NXT Women's Championship, and she was incredible. She had her big moment, and she didn't let the fact that she was going and fighting two other people. She really focused, and I mean, she took some big hits
Some big
and big
hits, yeah.
moments in that match, but
Well, actually, a
she
lot of
stood
them
her
did,
ground.
especially Gigi. She went through the table,
Oh
so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So they all the ladies were really great in this
yeah,
match, though, all of them. So I'm looking forward to actually seeing where the story goes between JC and Gigi, and then of course watching Roxy as she continues on her
yeah.
journey as NXT Women's Champion.
She is
So
going to continue, and I believe she is in the new WWE video game as well. I think they announced her to be
um,
part of the new game, and so this is like all of her live stream as a 10-year-old wanting to be a part of WWE, all coming true, and I love to see it.
wow.
It's amazing. I wanted to give a shout out that we did there. Formerly known as Tesha Price, she also won the tag team championships
Yeah.
at Vengeance Day as well, and
Mhm.
she Fallon Henley, now known as, but she had a few matches at Mission Pro as well. So we
Gotcha.
had a lot of alums, which I
Well,
love to see.
yes, yes. So,
So, and then JD saying, how about Bougie Reality versus NXT champions Fallon Henley,
hmm,
Kiana James one day? See, I would love to see it. Bougie
hey,
Reality could take out any tag team. I believe it. I believe it.
And if we can book it, fantasy book it,
Let's do it. Let's make it
let's make it
happen.
happen.
Awesome. So, we also wanted to talk about some upcoming Elimination Chamber
Ooh.
matches. We wanted to talk a little bit more women's wrestling, and this was announced that we have a slew of women that are going to go and face each other.
Hmm.
Asuka, we have Nikki Cross, we have Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Elimination Chamber is always fun, right? This is like one of those pay-per-views in the middle of between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania, and this match will establish who will be facing Bianca Belair at
That's right.
WrestleMania.
Yep, yes
So
it
how
is.
do you, I know we were like kind of talking a little bit about what this could mean and kind of the
Yeah,
choices, those
yeah,
choices, and I wanted to get your take, and everyone in the chat, please chime in on who we think is going to win this Elimination Chamber match, and who do we want it to be, and if that person's not in the match, who did you want to see in it?
yeah. Because at this point, I mean, we also had Raquel Rodriguez,
Yes,
and then
Raquel. Yes,
Natalia is also in it. So
Natalia. Yeah,
six women total. And then, as you said, we were talking about it before, and I'm looking at the lineup, and it's like, who in this lineup do we really think can beat Bianca or even be close to giving us a great match with Bianca at WrestleMania? And there, honestly, there's not too many. From my perspective, there's not too many women on the list. I know we have quite a few people in the chat who are throwing out
yeah.
Oscar.
Asuka. I mean, that
Um,
the chat's thinking Asuka.
yeah, and if we're looking at the list and really being honest with ourselves, she's probably the number one person to do it. I mean,
Mhm.
we do have Raquel. She's very strong. She's dominant right now, but I don't think it's her time to even be in that type of spotlight yet. Um, I honestly wouldn't mind if they actually gave Natalia a run for once, at least, even if she didn't get, didn't win at WrestleMania, but give her that WrestleMania moment. I mean, she's been here for so long and has been helping everybody. And I
Mhm.
know that's not necessarily a reason, I've been here so long, so I should just get a run. But I mean, it's Natalia. I think she deserves a shot. So if not Oscar, I would hope Natalia, but I really don't see anybody else on the list that I feel like, hey, they can go
Yeah.
ahead and have this big WrestleMania moment with Bianca.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. You have to think about that. This, Bianca is such a star. She's had, have gone against the most incredible opponents, and not that these women aren't, they are, but like I'm trying to think of how that matchup would be, like I'm trying
Yeah.
to think each opponent, how they would go against Bianca, like who would have the upper hand. And I feel like Asuka, um, I feel like she has that extra edge right now, that I think she could potentially, kind of be on that level with Bianca. But I feel like the person, I know I mentioned it before offline, but I actually was so impressed with Liv Morgan's appearance at Royal Rumble. I know, Brenda, you're gonna roll your eyes. That's okay. We can agree to
Ah,
disagree. But I
okay.
kind of am rooting, like if it's not Asuka, I'm kind of rooting for Liv Morgan, because
Okay.
I feel like
Well,
this might be her moment to shine and step up and have her WrestleMania moment.
okay. So
I'm
we,
just
we
saying.
both
I feel like
we both have our
recently,
one and two.
but
I'm gonna go with an Oscar and I'm gonna
I
root for Natalia.
but I
Uh,
also I love all of these women, so like I can't really rank or decide. So I don't know. It's
okay.
so hard. Yeah, Neil says trying to stop that against my girl Liv. There you go. Neil's telling you to stop.
Just being honest, just being real.
I know. But honestly, my opinion might change next week. Who knows? We have,
Hey, never know.
how many
Still
days
got
do we
time.
have?
We still got time.
We have time. It could totally change in the next few days. I could wake up tomorrow and say, no, I want Natalia. Who knows? I mean, I love her too. So I don't know. And Raquel, I love.
Hey,
Oh,
you know what they
so
say, Mela
hard.
is money.
That is true.
You never know what she comes through with. So hey.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm all torn. I'm torn. I'm
Oh.
torn. Well, that was it. We talked about Elimination Chamber. We talked about Vengeance Day. We talked about Roxy versus Jenna Van Muscles,
Yeah.
Genocide. This was great. I loved it. We kept it short and sweet, but I wanted to remind you all before Saturday is Kickstart My Heart. Before you all log off, before you go home, before you go watch more wrestling, go get your tickets to Kickstart My Heart at missionprowrestling.com. Watch us on Title Match Network. And remember, we're going to have Tuesdays on a Mission will be our recap show. So we might have some special guests depending on what happens on Saturday. And then we'll have another episode of Mission Pro Unmatched next Thursday. You don't want to miss that with Trenda and with maybe some more guests. Who knows?
Oh, never know.
Thank you all so much. Remember, follow, like, subscribe to Mission Pro Wrestling for all of your fun wrestling content. And Trenda, where can people follow you?
So on Instagram, it's Habit Forming, all lowercase. And on Twitter is Habit Forming with the capital H and capital MN.
All right. Well, everyone, go follow Trenda. Go follow Mission Pro Wrestling. Go follow me, Emily May, and Emily May Heller. I appreciate you all. I will see you on Saturday for Kickstart My Heart. You don't want to miss it. Have a great night, everyone. A great week, and we'll see you soon.